Very good. There you go. Nice, nice, nice. So if you send the message, you guys, I will get all of your messages. I'll get all of your comments and questions and everything. It may say it's closed, but that's the main one. So that it's more organized. I have it so that you can message me directly. All right. PC. Interesting. All right. So let's start with addressing the elephant in the room. Can we please make sure that our names are actually our names? So instead of PC and like three sevens and Zoom user, try and see if you can go onto your name and change it, rename it to your actual name, so I know how to call you and I can actually talk to you. That would be great. That's number one. Number two. Hello, hi. I get very excited during these things, so I tend to speak kind of fast. When I'm doing so, just let me know, and I will slow down a little bit. All right. I saw that picture. Looks like it was taken from a King Kong movie. I'm proud of you. Hey, everybody, I know, and it's interesting. Apparently, I'm old enough to know who King Kong is. I wonder if everyone here is old enough. Have you guys seen that movie, King Kong? The really big gorilla that climbed the Empire State and started like smacking down helicopters like they were flies. Has anyone seen that movie, or is it just me? Am I just really old? Yeah, Reda, good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Oh, Muhammad, you too. Interesting. I remember a lot of people say that they like that movie. I don't know how to feel about that movie. But overall, I mean, it's not a bad movie, no? I think Jack Black starred in a new one. They remade it where they bring an old movie back and they create it again. And I don't remember who else was in it. It was just Jack Black, if I remember correctly. I don't know. There were probably more humans too. Dana saw it. Hi, Dana. Nice. For an electric aircraft, unmanned or manned, I saw. All right, you know what? Let's see if I can well, God, bear with me. I'm actually going to have it so that everyone can message in the main chat, so that everyone can see the lovely picture that I saw him sent. There we go. Can we try sending in the main chat, you guys? It should work now. So this is the lovely picture that I saw him sent. Not sure who that is. Hello, hello. Hi, Rasha. Yes, it works now. Yes, it's working. Let's go. Hi, 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 Judy. Hello. Shima Awad. I know your name. I've seen it before. Hi, Siam. Wait, is it Siam or Siam? Himmat. Hello, Himmat. Oh, I haven't had a Himmat in a while. Nice, Asan. What are you doing in a, is that a helicopter or are you driving it? Oh, you're, no way. You're flying at an airplane. That is very cool, my friend. Hello, hello. Hi, Nahed. Hi, Judy. Hi, Nada. Muhammad Ata. Hello, Muhammad Ata. I feel like I know your name as well. All right, let's go. Siom. Interesting. I have never met a Siom before. I know it's a verb, though. No, it's a noun. It's a noun. Okay. Nobody judge my Arabic, okay? We're good. The lecture is going to be about the conversation course. Islam. Islam Samlak. That's an interesting last name. For some reason, my eyes got blurry and I thought that was Samak for some reason. Maybe I'm hungry. I don't know. Hi, Shima. Hi, Yasir. Hello, hello, hello. Asma, it's fasting? Yes, indeed. Yes. Hmm. Why, Siam? Why is it a big problem? I love interesting names. Alaikum assalam, Muhammad. Hello, hello. Interesting names is always very cool. How to speak perfect without fears. Ahmed, actually, you came to the perfect place. Judy, what we're gonna do is we're going to discuss what it is exactly I do and what exactly we're gonna do. See what I did there? What are we gonna do? Can we not use gonna there? And also, if we're gonna use gonna, Judy, let's use it like with a correct that. Sorry, there we go. So informally, when we're texting, we're gonna use gonna. That's how we use gonna. So it's not gonna. Yeah, it's gonna. All right, let's get right into it. Zuzi, hi Zuzi. That's such a cute name, Zuzi. Can I get the recording later, Islam? Yes, you can. I've started recording. Did I start recording, you guys? Please tell me that I've started recording. I did, alhamdulillah. Well, guy's not going to kill me. Why we are here, Ahmed. We are here to discuss the conversation course and the Engli-Vision courses that we have for English in general as well. All right, Bismillah, let's go. First of all, nice to meet you. Hi, my name is Aya. Hi. I prefer in my sessions and in my courses, I do not like titles. Oh, let me know when you need me to repeat or slow down. Okay? Totally fine, totally cool. Sometimes I get excited and I speak kind of fast. So if you need me to slow down, just remind me. Nice to meet you. My name is Aya. We're going to discuss a couple of things, including the courses that we have for Engli-Vision, a message from Dr. Muhammad Khalil, and the last but not least bit is going to be me discussing what exactly I do in my conversation course. The idea behind this, or the reason behind this, thank you, Ali, is because a lot of people are not used to the way I do things regarding conversation courses. And so Miss Mocha, our lovely, wonderful senior manager operations coordinator, the I want to say magical wizard of everything, basically, whose number you see on the screen, has kindly put together this time for me to talk to you guys about what exactly I do in my conversation courses and what the objectives are. And yes, they are very different from the normal conversation courses. We realize that a lot of people do not know and are not familiar with the way I do things. And so we need to make sure that the information is out there for everyone. Moving swiftly on. We do have a wonderful video from Dr. Khalil that I've been asked to share with you guys. So let's take a minute and watch that real quick. And then we'll move on from there. Let me make sure that the audio is on. There we go. Let me know if you guys can hear it, yeah?
السلام عليكم، اهلا بكم في Engli-Vision. احنا بنقدم مجموعه من الكورسات للشباب والاطفال في مستويات اللغه الانجليزيه، من اول البيجنرز المبتدئين والاليمنتري، المتوسط الانترميديت والابر انترميديت، وبعد كده بنساعدكم في الاعداد للاختبارات الدوليه زي الايلتس والبي تي اي والديولينجو. بالاضافه لكورسات الكبار عندنا كورسات الاطفال اللي بنقدم فيها كورسات انجليزي، الماني، فرنساوي، برمجه، لغه عربيه وقران. ومفاجأة أيضا عندنا مدرسة Engli-Vision أونلاين سكول، هي مدرسة أونلاين تقدم المنهج المصري في المسار المصري لأبنائنا في الخارج. وأخيرا يمكنكم الحصول على كل الكورسات في المقر الرسمي Engli-Vision في ميدان الساعة بمدينة نصر. الرجاء متابعة Engli-Vision على صفحات الفيسبوك وإنستغرام وتيك توك، وعلى الموقع الرسمي عندنا englivision.net. أهلا بكم.
Don't you just love Dr. Khalil's smile? He's so welcoming. All right, so that was a very short intro into that. Now, moving into the actual details of these things, shall we? As mentioned earlier, there are English-specific courses for all ages, a lot of different ages and different kinds, yeah? And if you guys can take a look at the levels here, we do have things done a bit differently. To make sure that there are slow transitions between each level, to make sure everyone who is improving or doing the minimum that they can is able to go to the next level without 100% ruining their chances. Yeah? So that's going to be, this is where this is, right here. The English proficiency levels basically tell you, or are based off of something we call the CEFR. If you are trying to work on your language, guys, if you guys are working on your language in general, this is very important information for you to know. We have something called the CEFR. This is how we measure your language. This is where you know how good you are, how far away you are from a goal, how close you are to a goal, where you need to work on, how much you need to work on, and what you need to work on. Now, the CEFR is available online, obviously, and this is how we have created it in our groups, right? Or in our courses. The plus and minus signs, because I know someone is going to ask, the plus and negative or no plus means that you are not 100% to the next level yet. However, you are a little bit better than the level before. That is basically what the plus means. So you are in between levels. You are not 100% there yet. So A1 plus is not an A2. Okay? Just so we're clear. Feel free to take a screenshot if you guys are curious about more things that you want to recommend the course to. humans or other people that are looking to work on their language, whatever it is. All right, moving quickly on. Now, let's talk about what a conversation course is. What do you guys think a conversation course is? What comes to your mind when I say this is a conversation course? What do you think about? Take a minute. Message, tell me. I want to know what's in your minds. You don't need to unmute your mic, just message, text in the chat group. What is a conversation course? What is the difference between a conversation course and a general English course? Or an IELTS course? Or a writing course? Or vocabulary? Listening and speaking, Rasha, perfect. Sagda, very good. Sagda, practicing speaking, very good. Communication skills, Hussein, you are incredible. That is a bullseye right there. Speaking louder than words, very good. Ahmed Kamal, way to communicate, practice language. All right, very good. To the point as well, very good. Improving speaking skills, nice. Spoken language, very good, nice. Talk in a clear way, Ismat, very good. How to get a successful dialogue. Oh, I love that, Nafi. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. But yes, exactly. How to have a correct or hold a conversation. Not a dialogue, but a conversation. Very good. Conversation to practice and improve listening and speaking. You are so absolutely correct, Alet. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if it's Alet or Alet. Arabic. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can join this course by messaging Miss Mohga, our glorious, wonderful, incredible coordinator. Miss Mohga, do you mind sending your contact in the chat box? Talking fluently, speaking fluently, very good. Way to learn speaking. Minna, you are wonderful. How to interact. Hamad Atta, how to interact, not interaction. Please be careful. How to interact with people and have the ability to discuss many topics. Very good. Speak confidently. Dana, you got it. Dana, you are seriously on point right there. Speaking to be better. Very good, Reem. To be better at what? Want to talk with foreigners? You want to talk? Why? Ahmad, that's like the coolest thing ever, but still. More communication and empowerment to everyone communicating with others. Very good. Nafa. Hi, Nafa. There we go. Thank you so much. It's Nafa. Very good, Nafa. To have a successful conversation, not a dialogue. Very good. Guys, if you're interested to message and find out more about the details and logistics of the course, the link right there that is sent by the Welcome to Engli-Vision, aka our wonderful Miss Mohga, click on the link and message her. She will give you all the steps that you need, okay? Training how to speak fluently, very good. Oh, Siyam, exactly. Being confident when you're speaking, not to be ashamed of your mistakes. How to comfortably manage, right, a conversation. Very good. The conversation difficult needs to be good in communication and vocabulary. Very good, Shima. That's exactly it. Speaking, and I say this all the time, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of the language specialists agree with me, but speaking is one of the, if not the most difficult skill to develop in the English language when you're working on your 4 skills. Do we remember what the 4 skills are? We said speaking obviously is one of them. What are the other 3 skills? We said there's speaking and we have 4 skills. Writing, very good. Reading and writing, very good. Reading, speaking, reading. We're missing one. Writing, listening. Thank you. So speaking, reading, writing, and listening. These are the 4 skills, correct? And I would say arguably that speaking is one of the hardest skills to improve because you cannot do it alone. You can work your best and make sure that you have enough information and enough to go on and to start off of. However, to actually improve, you have to speak. It's got to be done. You have to do it. And when you do it with other people, you actually improve a lot more. Doing it alone is great, but it can only get you so far. That is why it's usually the hardest one. Zuzi here says, I love saying your name, Zuzi. Listening. Nice. Nefa, listening. Very good. Ale. Speaking, writing, very nice. Very good. For me, listening, Mona, actually, that is completely not your fault and very valid. A lot of people think that listening is either too hard or too easy. Sometimes people get confused on how do I measure my listening? I can hear the words, right? But why don't I understand? Or I can hear all the details, but I still don't understand. or I can't hear the details and I don't understand. Mix of both, right? So that's basically what this course is about. It is to focus on how you can listen and speak. Now, the idea is that it's not just vocabulary and writing and expressions. So, will I be giving you vocabulary? Yes. Will I be giving you expressions? Yes. Is that my number one goal in the conversation course? Sorry, not really. So, the number one objective that I have in my course is basically to make sure that you can utilize or use or practice the language that you have. Meaning, أنا فاهم وسامع كل حاجة بس مش عارفة أتكلم. You guys ever felt that way before? You're not alone. You're not alone. This happens all the time. Now, why don't I feel comfortable speaking? Why does this happen? Why do I hear and I listen to everything being said in a conversation and I freeze? بتهته. Pauses. مش عارفة أرد. I start laughing. I don't say it in English. I speak in Arabic. Why does this happen? Lack of vocabulary, Sharif? Maybe. What else? What other ideas? Being shy, very good. Confidence, Iman, interesting. Fear, very good. Ahmad, very good. The fear of being wrong. Lack of practice, Judy and Shayma, very good. Not confident, exactly. Very good, very good. Lack of practice, not trained well. Don't have enough info. Esma agrees with Sharif that it's probably lack of vocabulary, maybe. Afraid of making mistakes. Afraid, very good. I don't link my mouth. Nice. Thinking in Arabic. Ooh, we've got two. Muhammad and Mahmoud. Very good. Fearing, being scared. Ismat, yes. Nafa, depend on personality, confidence. I mean, to some extent, there is a personality factor. You're not wrong, Nafa. But it's not the only thing. Shame or think people will laugh when I make pronunciation mistakes. Exactly, Mona. Yes. And here is the biggest shocking revelation that everyone gets surprised that actually happens. Nobody cares. We live in a very fast-paced world, right? And so even though we ourselves are very worried and very scared about how we look and how we're going to be judged, how many mistakes that we make, in reality, the person in front of you only cares about one thing. Your reply, your answer. I don't care how you give it to me, but to actually give it to me, right? Now, I completely agree that lack of practice is a very huge impact or has a huge impact on your language because you can be a PhD holder who studied English your whole life, right? Not the language, but the material. So you can be a doctor, you can be an MD. كل موادك بالإنجلش, right? Everything was done in English. There was nothing done in Arabic, right? But still, at the end of the day, at your clinic, you're sitting with your patient, and if it's a foreign person or a native person and they speak to you, you still feel shy or you still feel held back, restricted, that you're not able to comfortably carry out a conversation with this person. Why? You have a lot of vocabulary. You have even more difficult terminology and expressions and knowledge, right? Handled in English, not in Arabic. Now, why did this happen? Because it's not familiar to your mind, right? You're not used to speaking and listening in English in the words and the language that is being used every day. This is the problem. Very good, Muhammad. This is a very, very important point that Muhammad mentioned. He said concentrating on grammar rather than the context itself. Now, this is the way I like to say it is the way we were taught, the way we were brought up is that we think that grammar is a destination, where in fact it is a means to an end. And that's what it always should be. It is a means to an end. Which means I'm using grammar to deliver the message I want to give. Not that my goal should be the sentence in a specific tense, correctly structured all the time. Unless, of course, we're talking about exams and certificates and language tests. Let me throw that out there right now. These are not regarding those. I'm talking about real life scenarios, things that gets you a promotion, right? How do I get promoted at work? By making connections. How do I make connections? I build language skills, right? Language skills and communication skills. Now, the course is going to be focusing on both. Communication skills, meaning that you are able to actually be in a room and communicate with your fellow peers, regardless of their levels and regardless of their backgrounds. Usually, you're going to be in a lot of group activities where you are forced to speak in English. The idea behind this is that you need to be exposed to different mentalities, different mindsets, different experiences, and different language levels. Obviously, the groups are going to be the same level, but everyone has different personalities and different weak points and strengths and weaknesses. Accordingly, you're going to be able to learn how to navigate these strengths and weaknesses to know how to deliver a message and to receive a message. This is the main goal, correct? That is number one. And that's related to conversation skills. Okay? We have the language part where I mentioned earlier that there will be topics, and according to the topics, I will be giving you expressions and vocabulary and idioms. Now, there is a huge myth that idioms are overly used or not used at all, and that's actually kind of correct. Idioms are usually the focus of people taking IELTS because it is one of the band score determinators, correct? In a conversation, if the idiom is not naturally brought up, and this is very important, if it is not naturally brought up, then it's going to sound weird, even to the native speaker themselves. All right? Because life has changed immensely. Now, moving quickly on. Can you tell us how many years or months to get I'm assuming that is your with practice daily, depending on how much practice you're getting daily, Ata. For me, my language, the only way I was able to maintain my English and to make sure that it was still strong is that I live and breathe and sleep and eat in English all the time. 24/7, all the time, quite literally. So, what I need from you guys is to know that, yes, it is doable. A lot of people ask me this question and they say, oh, we'll never have the same level. Oh my gosh, your language is whatever. That's not the case. I have so many colleagues who have brilliant accents, language culture, awareness, information, and they are an absolute beauty when it comes to speaking in English. They're just as good as me, literally. And not just that, but they have never left the country. So, nobody, like, obviously, if you travel to a different country, it helps your language a lot because you are forced to put yourself in a position where you only depend on this language. But if you do that here, you will achieve the same thing. Meaning, in my course, you're not allowed to speak in Arabic. For example, that's number one. Number two, there will be times I'm going to ask you not to watch things with subtitles. Not because I want you to suffer, but because I need you to start training your brain to think in English, for example. Right? Now, according to what it is that you want to work on, we are going to recommend specific things. And that's how my course is a little bit different. For example, and this happens all the time, I ask you to start watching a specific series throughout the course because I need you to be exposed to a specific kind of language being used. And a lot of people feel like, oh no, watching a series, watching a movie, how is this going to benefit my language? Believe it or not, it benefits your language more than you know. And this is why we're doing this orientation thing today. Because the way we do things in my course work towards a specific objective. The watching or the listening of something in particular, like a series, is there to help you be able to become more familiar with the language so you can produce something similar during the course. Let's see. I've got a couple of questions. Sorry, I got kind of in the heat of the moment. Who messaged me about something? Was it Asmat? I'm a teacher in English elementary school, but I can't talk English all the time. Yes, exactly, Asmat. I can't talk English all the time because you don't have the opportunity to, right? That's the way you've been trained to do things, and that's perfectly fine. However, does it affect your language, Asmat? Yes. not being able to fully use your language accurately and not listening to correct English all the time. And I mean from series and movies, because series and movies are 100% more accurate in the daily life expressions and structure that people use in different scenarios. All right, that's what I'm talking about. When you are exposed to this side and you acquire it, you start picking it up, you're able to use it. Can I improve from B1 to C1 in a month, Abdul Qadir? If you are watching and listening and breathing English for like minimum 6 hours a day, maybe 6 hours minimum. Let's see. Tell us how many years or no, that one. Sometimes I take a while to rephrase. Hold on, I can't see. Wait, I'm old. Rephrase the ideas, which take a lot of time to get rid of it. Abdul, not Abdul Qadir. You're Abqari. Muhammad. That's Muhammad. Sometimes I take a while to rephrase the ideas. So, how do you get rid of the time? You mean? Both of you guys message Suzanne and Mustafa. Message Miss Mohga. Mohga, please send your link. Where was I? By the way, you guys, Miss Mohga, Suzanne, by the way, Mohga has a group for people who have who want to benefit from the offer, and so they get like they take the offer together. Now let me answer Muhammad's question before I get sidetracked for the third time. Take a lot of time to get rid of rephrasing your ideas. You mean as a human being or as an English only, Muhammad? I want to know how long does your course achieve objectives to reach a suitable level. So Sajda, basically for me, I have 4 different levels for you to join, and each level is 1 month long. And within that month, I have many different things we're gonna work on. So we've got daily and weekly tasks. Oh, before I get into this, let me answer the rest of the questions. Sagda, don't leave. I'm gonna answer all your questions right now. Sada, why haven't you practiced English in years? Are movies the best solution? I believe series are better than movies, Hosem. If we want to get technical, meet me at my course. You want to be fast, Abdul Muhammad? Why? What does fast mean? Does the course include all 4 skills? It includes mostly the first 3 skills. Speaking and listening is number 1. Are my number 1 priority, I mean. After that, there might be a little bit of reading. Writing, not so much. No, Ahmed. Do you recommend specific or suitable series or podcast for B2? Depending on your interest, Muni. So for example, if you're interested in parenting and psychology, I would recommend something that's child psychology. For me, my favorite is general knowledge, and I like this podcast the most. It's called A Revisionist History. Revisionist. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Revisionist. Oh. Basically, it is a podcast, revisionist, about general knowledge, things that happened in the past, and then they start talking about it. Oh, am I missing anybody else? To get rid of the long time, Muhammad, you're gonna have to actually practice from the brain to the tongue. Yes, it's practice, Muhammad. If the knowledge is there, if the vocabulary is there, if the familiarity is there, and your comfortability is there as well, then what you lack is knowledge. What you lack is practice. So according to it, so basically, you know how I know how to do things in my mind, but then when you actually ride a bike, you fall over a couple of times. It's the same thing. So I know that you need to be balanced. I need to hold both handles. I need to be able to have my back straight or bend forward if I want to move faster, so on and so forth. I know all the theories to it, but actual application can be different, and that's why this brain to tongue situation happens. Also, add a U to your tongue. I have no one to practice with. I left my work and now I'm a housewife. So, I see. That's why. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I mean, I do have a conversation course where there are a lot of really amazing people who want to practice their language too. Just saying. I'm just saying. I want to take a long time to organize things. No worries, Muhammad. All right, so let's talk about my course, shall we? Let's use that segue. My course, inshallah, will be about 5 weeks, 2 sessions a week. So that's 10 sessions. Now, other than the sessions themselves, so in my sessions during the live sessions, it's basically kind of like, let's say, the workshop area where you're going to be interacting a lot with your coworkers. I might be doing a lot of corrections depending on the levels. I have a technique to it. There will be correcting, there will be additional information, there will be practice or focus on, so forth. So during the session itself, I kind of want to dedicate, or I usually dedicate all of the time for student production, which means you are going to be talking more than me. The idea is that I'm trying to provide you a safe space to practice with different mindsets and mentalities where you guys are going to help each other be exposed to these different things, and I help you speak about it. It is not a one on one, it is a group activity. So you guys will be in a lot of groups, pairs, exercises, where you speak together and to each other, and I'm going to be there to help add to the information. As I mentioned before, the reason why we do this is because you need to be exposed to different mindsets and different mentalities and backgrounds in order for you to bring up the courage and ability to speak and practice. Now, the one thing, alhamdulillah, that I'm 100% confident of regarding my course is the confidence part. This is number one, alhamdulillah, the number one thing that I always make sure I do. And this is usually not to belittle anyone's effort, but usually that's got to do with me, right? As the instructor. So, yes, I will be able to help you with that 100%. Regarding how well your production is, how many mistakes you make, the pauses, Hussam, these things are dependent on the effort you are going to bring to the table with me. So I'm going to tell you what to do. I have designed a course to give you the minimum, the very bare minimum, if you're not putting effort to make sure you are improving. If you want to do more, if you want to improve more than the bare minimum, you need to meet me halfway and actually do the things I ask, no matter how scary. And yes, it happens. There are specific things I ask people to do, and they do not do them this way because خايفين, مش متأكدين. Right? So when you do the things I ask, yes, you do see results. So yes, Mustafa, to answer your question, yes. How many people will be in the group? My number one level, or like the level itself, I do not like to be more than 20 people. I try to keep it under. Miss Mohga here is the coordinator, and she helps me with the grouping. Within the session itself, there will be smaller groups for you to practice with Hosam. Can you talk about a channel? I'm still looking for one too, Shima. Actually, believe it or not, finding a free, appropriate, and accurate channel for speaking without courses has been very challenging for me. So if you come across something, you let me know. Flora, will you provide? Oh, Flora, that's a very nice name. Provides with advanced vocabs depending on your level, Flora. Yes, indeed. How long does it take? My course is 1 month or a month and a week. It is 5 weeks long. 2 sessions a week. There will be, Hisham, there will be a certificate of attendance. So meaning you have attended and completed this level or not. Pronunciation is also there, Hind. I will tell you and I will correct you and give you the things you need to do to actually fix it. However, fixing it yourself is what you need to do. So basically, I'm going to give you the instructions and I'm going to tell you what to do in the assignments. And then you actually doing it, it's up to you. Yes, there is a placement test. Ms. Mahaga, please send the link again. If you guys are interested, basically what you're going to do is you're going to message or click on the link Ms. Mahaga is about to send. You're going to click on it, right? You're going to message Ms. Mahaga and tell her that you're interested in the conversation course. She will give you some questions and a number. You are going to contact our assessment placement tester, who is basically going to assess your language. What you're going to do is you are going to record a voice note answering some questions. While you are recording this voice note, please pay very close attention right now. Everyone, please, just 1 second. I need your attention right here. The placement test. All right, the placement test that Ms. Mohga will send you. Ms. Mohga, please send the link again. This link will take you to the chat and she will send you the questions that you need to answer. When you are recording this voice note, please do not write down your answers beforehand. It is very, very, very important. Okay? When you are recording your voice note, you are going to answer these questions on the spot. Try as much as you can to make it in English only. I don't care how long it takes you. If possible, to keep it within 2 minutes, please. You can try again if you need to. That's fine. But do not, at all costs, please do not write your answers down and then read off the paper. This is not an accurate assessment for either of us. All right? So, what I'd like you to do, again, you're going to read the questions, you're going to answer them. All right? You're going to answer them. And on the spot. No, there you go. No writing and reading. I am begging you. I have heard people do this multiple times. It is very, very, very bad. Okay? I'm new to America. My problem is that I struggle to memorize new words. The issue is a big, yeah. No offense, but memorizing new words is not really going to help. But that's the case, okay? So basically, we'll practice more and have the correct pronunciation. Yes, Hisham, you're going to practice a lot more. You're going to be speaking a lot more, not just a little bit more. Yes, Iman, I'm so sorry. I'm going to go over the tasks again. What we're gonna do. Each session, Muhammad, is 2 hours long. So we've got 5 weeks. Okay, we've got 5 weeks. The whole course. 2 sessions each week. All right, 2 sessions each week. Each session is 2 hours. So inshallah, every week I will see you for 4 hours every week. Okay, we're going to have very incredible times together. All right. Other than my sessions, we also have a couple of other things. If you can kindly take a look over here, we have daily tasks and we have weekly tasks. This is really important, so please pay attention. Daily tasks, we have some videos. Sorry? Hussam, I'll send you the recording. Let me just finish this point because Iman is going to kill us both. I have tried to say this and she's been asking. So we've got daily tasks with Miss Sara, the wonderful, wonderful Miss Sara. Miss Sara is actually in charge of the daily tasks where she sends you a video to watch and a question to answer. With the daily voice notes, you are required to watch the video and then look at the question and answer the question in a 1-minute voice note. All right? Miss Sara is then going to look at or listen to the voice note and then give you feedback on it. All right? That is regarding the daily tasks that we have. Anyone asking about the details of the course in the group, go to that link right there. I've already sent the message again. You're going to join it and you're going to message Miss Mohga about the offers that we have. Because I do remember someone asked about an offer. I think it was Susan? Not sure. Yes, if you message the coordinator, she will tell you about a group where you guys can have more than one person join you for the offer. Moving on. So that's the daily. We also have something that's done weekly. We've got 2 tasks that are done weekly. We have a weekly voice note and a weekly examophone. Both are going to be done with our lovely Miss Sara Gamal. Miss Isra Gamal. Now, Miss Isra is going to be in charge of sending you a topic for a weekly voice note where it's going to be similar to the second task of the IELTS. And you're going to record, right? You're going to look at the topic and then prepare. And then you're going to record a 2-minute voice note talking about this topic. This is going to happen weekly. It is different from the daily voice note. The weekly voice note you can prepare for. The daily you cannot. The last weekly task that we have in our course is the weekly examophone. Every week you're going to get a call from Miss Isra and she's going to talk to you about the latest topics that we've discussed. We're going to have a conversation and she's going to measure and say and assess how well and how far you have come with your language communication skills. The time isn't suitable, Ahmed. I am sorry. Well, I think the time depends mostly on your level, my friend. So take the assessment and then see. Yes, Adam, message the number so that you can find out more about where to go. What about one-to-one sessions as a private course practice is available? Also message Miss Moga. I do believe we have a colleague or two of mine who are dedicated to giving private sessions. So there you go. No, Hussam, this is for conversation. This is to make sure that you have conversation skills and conversation course. Iman, I really hope I was able to cover that for you. Um, that's it. That is my course. So, other than the sessions, we have the sessions twice a week. We have daily tasks. Every day there is a new daily task, except for Wednesdays and Thursdays. Nope, sorry, Thursdays and Fridays. Thank you, Iman. So, every day other than Thursdays and Fridays, you guys are going to be given a daily task to do every day. And regarding weekly, it'll be with Miss Isra, inshallah. And we have two things. We've got a weekly voice note and a weekly examophone. Now, as you can probably tell, I have you guys with me throughout the week, during my sessions, and outside of my sessions. So basically, if you guys do this, you should be able to have the minimum. That's the minimum you need to make sure you're improving your language, right? Where you are with me 4 hours every week, you're practicing with a lot of people, you're producing as much language as possible, you're doing the tasks to ensure that you are actually gaining information as well, right? So not just that, but you're also gaining information. This is really important, the listening, right? And you are also practicing fluency with the daily tasks. You are practicing preparation with the weekly voice notes, and you're practicing conversation on the spot through the examophone. These are how I measure your progress. Those three things. So are they important? Yes. Will Arabic be a part of them? No. The minimum, what, Mustafa, minimum what? Age? Minimum age is around 20. 20 or 21. If you're younger, then kindly ask Miss Mohagar for the teenage program. I'm not sure what the minimum, what is the question, Mustafa? The minimum study or practice every day, you mean? The session of the course, Rida, I believe it's going to be the end of the month, the end of June, or the beginning of July, depending on the tasks that we have ahead of us. But I do have a lot of students waiting, so probably it will be towards the end of June. Most likely. But make sure you message Miss Moga if you're interested, because we're running out of slots. The minimum of humans I have in my group are 20. Sorry, maximum. That's the maximum. How many hours to study as a minimum? Oh, how many hours to study as a minimum? Depends on what level you're in, and depends on from according to the CFR, they say that the average is around like 300 hours, about so, to go from one level to the other. But each level is a little bit more complicated than the other. The hardest level that to see progress, not to see progress, but to actually improve, is the B1 level. So in order for you to move from B1 to B2, that takes the longest. How much does it cost, Manar and Adam? I have no idea. But you can message Miss Mohaga and she will tell you, because there are offers apparently. See, Susan is talking about it. All right, very good. Susan, are you my Susan? Because I think I had a Susan before. All right. So other than any logistics, again, if you have any logistical questions regarding the money, the number, the times, the dates. Ah, Susan! Hi! Long time no see, my dear. Very happy to see you. I've missed you more! Alright, I look forward to seeing you then. That's gonna be fun. Alright, I think Susan, you can ask Susan. Usually I'm a very quiet angel in the session. I do not force people to speak at all. Is C1 in speaking? Is the course suitable? Sure. So I have 4 levels, my friend. C1 I think is higher than my highest. My highest is B2. B2 plus maximum. But C1, I believe you can join my level 4s, which will mean that you will have decent humans to practice your language with. I'm happy to have you, Susan. Always and forever. But you coming back usually means that you have been a little bit negligent with your language exposure. Meaning you haven't watched things in a while. Look at that laugh! See, I knew it. We should take this course before IELTS, or we can take them parallel. In parallel, I mean, I don't see why not. I do hear that the IELTS crash course is quite intense. So if you can manage both, go for it. Why not? My course is very laid back. I do ask some things. All I ask is time, not effort. I don't know what the IELTS exam is, Hussam. You can, however, ask Miss Mahanga because she is the all-knowing, all-seer of things. All right. That's going to wrap up our time for today. Please message Miss Mahanga for further details, you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys in my course. I'm excited. Susan, it's always a pleasure. I am very excited to see you again, my dear. All right, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your night. And inshallah, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye, everybody. Bye, Fatma. Bye, everybody. Bye, Susan.